Welcome, David, to Straight from the Heart, to the Straight from the Heart
Good evening.
podcast weekly. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. I'm looking forward to this. I'm a little bit nervous, my first interview, but it's all good.
Amazing, amazing. Do you know what? On the nervousness, I'll say focus on your heart. Focus on within and focus what we talked about just before we came on the interview. Somebody out there needs that message, David. Yeah.
What was that?
Somebody out there needs your message.
Definitely, that's why I'm doing this. It's not about me, it's about using my experiences and my struggles to help others.
There we are. So I met David about, say, 2 months ago.
Time's flown, man.
Yeah,
I feel like I'm now you're longer, and that's not in a bad sense.
So yeah, we joined a webinar with the FSA with Warren, and that's how we got to know each other. I haven't even met David yet, but we've communicated so many times. We've had some long conversations. He's an amazing gentleman. I function from the heart. I'm straight from the heart, and he sees the wisdom, but he functions from the heart too. And that's why we've connected. I haven't connected with a lot of people on the same level that I've connected with you. And one of the reasons that I've asked you to come on this interview is every evening, every night you come on late on your live videos.
Yeah.
And I thought, you know what? After you tell your story, then people will understand. I thought I need to support you. But then with supporting you, I started becoming a fan. I like what you were saying. Through that, we started communicating with one another. And on one of your lives, you said you and your brothers and your sisters used to do radio station.
Yeah. This podcast tonight. Yeah.
I thought, wicked. Right at that time, I already had my podcast in my head, but I haven't launched it yet. But that was already in my head. So I thought, David's going to be perfect because now you're in a different mindset and this is your opportunity tonight. And that's the main reason I wanted to showcase you. So can you give us a little introduction about yourself, what you're about, what you do? And then I'll be firing some questions and stuff at you.
So yeah, I'll try and keep this brief and we'll touch on this in more detail. So as I said, I'm David Daniels. At the moment I work full time. I've got 3 beautiful children and a beautiful wife. I've been married 5.5 years. And the connection with Autumn was through public speaking. The reason I decided to do public speaking is because growing up, I was very, very shy. And if you look at it from shyness, which is classed as the second most feared thing in the world, and the first thing is death, which we're all going to happen to us. That story in between that gap, and that's why I'm public speaking, to share my message, to share the struggles and pains that I've been through, to inspire others who are at that spectrum of the journey to say, I can be here as well. I've had no public speaking training to date. This is all stuff that's just come to me throughout the years. Facebook Live has given me a voice. And I just want the ordinary person just to relate to me and say, look, he's doing this stuff and it's far from perfect. If you see some of my Facebook Lives in terms of lighting and even one upside down, and people might say, believe it or not, I strive for excellence. I usually say I'm a perfectionist, but it's time to try and stop using that word. So I'm trying to, but just to get to where I'm coming from, I strive for excellence. So if I was in my default state of mode, you wouldn't have seen the Facebook Lives I've done. I would have waited for everything to be perfect, but there's no such thing as perfect. So I'm just doing it to show other people, I can relate to this person. He seems down to earth. Maybe I can give it a go. And to show people you don't have to be perfect to get started. Get perfect as you get, or get better as you go along. So that's just a little something about me.
So as you were talking about Facebook Live, and we're on Facebook Live at the moment, tell us the first time you did a Facebook Live and the emotions that were going through, because me, you and the rest of the group had a little conversation, me, you, Louise. We spoke about that, how blah, blah, blah. So I want you to talk about that for us and how you felt. And because when I did mine, I was shaking. I was shaking. So it wasn't easy.
Yeah. I remember my first, I like to title them. When I was back when I was 15, 16, I used to write a diary, and every day in the diary I have a little like a newspaper headline like this. So my first video was called A New Beginning, and to be honest, I can't remember a lot about it. I said to myself, I wasn't going to watch my Facebook Lives for at least 4 weeks because, again, being a person I am, the critiquing, if I'd watched some of them, I probably wouldn't have done any more. And I just wanted to put stuff out there. So yeah, I was nervous, but after I've done the first one, like when you do the first one, and then you do the second one, it's not as bad anymore. I think I've done nearly 37 now, and I'm starting to enjoy them, believe it or not. And yeah, just the first time you do something, and one thing I want to share with people, I'm going to do a live about another day, is about journaling and diary. If you can write every day, then fine, but that's not always achievable. But I'll say to people, and I'm going to start doing it myself, journey the significant milestones in your life. So my first Facebook Live is a significant milestone. And like I said, it's been too much, and already I can't remember exactly how I felt. I can try and recollect. I can't remember exactly how I felt. So if it was written down, I mean, that diary I had when I was 16, I got rid of it. My mum found it. She started reading it and blah, blah, blah. So I got rid of it. But I'm not the same. Yes, I'm still David Daniels, but I'm saying same David as I was 15, 16 years ago. So I would have loved to have kept that diary just to see what my mind's... Because as you go through life, you forget stuff. We always tend to live in the present, and if you have an eye in the past, but we tend to forget stuff. So if anything, people, journal your significant moments in your life, and just maybe one or two. It doesn't have to be a massive chapter and verse. Just one of the words, feelings of how you felt, because it will definitely, when you look back at things, when people like Utam ask me that question, I can look back, because the way I feel about it now as at that time was different.
Definitely. And keeping a journal is so important, because I'll say majority of successful people, successful entrepreneurs, they all keep journals. I don't know if you remember at the beginning of the webinar with Warren, he mentioned about keeping a journal, keep yourself a calendar. And it's great, because when you go back and you look at it, and also you'll see your own growth, and you'll think, wow, do you know what? I have grown. But sometimes we take it for granted because we haven't written it down.
Yeah.
And one of the things that I use as well on coaching, when people say, oh, if they can't find something to be grateful for, I'll take them back to 10 years ago and to where they are now and what they've achieved, and start picking out for that 10 years.
Yeah.
And we start being grateful, then they'll find that there'll be a difference in their life and their gratitude and being thankful. But yeah, that's amazing about your Facebook. And I want to talk about your confidence. When I first met David, the way I started connecting with you, I felt that drawn to you was when you were on the webinar, the second day of the webinar. I'll let you speak about that. That's how we connected, but it was a case of lack of confidence, I would say, and also the overwhelming work that we had to do. But I'll let you speak about that.
Yeah, that's another, definitely something I need to journal, because if it wasn't for people like Utam and Louise, and there's other people, forgive me, I can't remember their names, that encouragement, I would not be speaking and sharing this with Facebook Live people right now. Yeah, so after the first week, literally a few days, so the program that we was in from Warren was about becoming a full-time public speaker. I heard you get up into that space, and it was all about making a noise, in the sense that we needed to go on social media, make a name for ourselves, add friends, do Facebook Lives and what have you. And like you said at the beginning, I'm not a full-time public speaker. I haven't got my own business. I'm a full-time job. I've got full-time commitments with my family, and I found it overwhelming. So I was adding friends, and then the notifications started coming through, and then one was saying, do your YouTube live video, do your all useful stuff if you want to be a full-time public speaker, or predominantly known for being a public speaker. But for me, trying to manage everything, I found it too much, and I was comparing myself to the other things. I was thinking they all not had it sorted, but they were further down the line than I was. So they all had like they already were coaches, or already were doing speaking stuff, already had their own business. And I thought to myself, this is not what I thought it was. And I didn't, and I said to myself, I didn't feel that I deserved to be amongst these people, because I didn't think I was able to achieve what Warren set out to do. So I actually left a voice note for Warren on the Saturday, and bearing in mind the webinar was on the Tuesday, I think. So yeah, 3-4 days afterwards, I said to Warren, look, I'm sorry, I don't feel that I can do what you've asked of me, and I don't feel it's right that I'm in this group, so I'm stopping. I'm finishing. And he reached out to me on a voice note and just basically said, look, just keep doing what you're doing, it's fine. But reached out to me and just say, look, what you're doing is great, keep doing what you're doing. And 2 or 3 other people, Michelle Raymond, another name, just said, look, you're doing great what you're doing, just do you. And what I learned was it was okay in my situation just to do what I could do. And that I was still worthy to be in the presence of other people as well, and they were learning off me as well. So off the back of that, I was just going to do my Facebook lives, which I'm very proud of. Like I said, I've done 37. I couldn't believe it when I was uploading it. Another thing I'm very proud of, and going to journal, is I managed to get all these Facebook lives onto a YouTube channel, so that everyone I do is on there for people to see, that my children can see long before I've left this earth. And that's an achievement. It may not be in line with the goals that Warren set, but again, it's celebrating your own achievements, not comparing yourself to other people. Yes, you can use them as a benchmark, and people like Uttam aspire to, well, he's just gone ahead and he's just going to run with it. But I big him up, I respect him. I don't think, why not me? I'm doing my thing, I'm in my lane. So people, find your own lane. And the thing is, on the motorway, you've got a left, the slow lane, you've got the middle, you've got the fast lane. So if you need to start in the slow lane, start in the slow lane, but in your own time, and when it's right, move into the middle lane and then move into the fast lane. But life is not as A, B, or C. You might have to move back into the slow lane. Something might happen, a bereavement, what have you. So life is all about adjusting. But the thing is, with the motorway, is always moving. And sometimes, yeah, you need to go off the service station and take a break. So this is all just coming to me now. You need to take a break. You need to refuel. But you get back on the motorway, and that motorway is called life. It never stops. Sometimes you take a break, but you never go backwards on the motorway. That'd be a new story.
So this is what is Seeds of Wisdom. This is what it's about. And look how natural you are, my brother. Look how I'm so proud of you. I am so proud of you, David. You know, like from the David that I knew 2 months ago to the David that's speaking here and sharing. And I like that concept about the motorway as well. I love it. Absolutely. Do you see? You didn't quit. That's the main thing. That is one of the main things. People note it down. This is why David is on this podcast today. He didn't quit. Even though he's going at his own pace, he's saying he's going in the slow lane. It doesn't matter. You're still going. You're still moving. You're not staying behind. And regarding Facebook Live, you can say you're one of the small percentages of the world that's doing Facebook Live at the moment. And you're part of
that's what I
that in itself is a major achievement. And for that, you know, and always celebrate your wins. I always celebrate my wins, and just do that all the time. So that's fantastic. You were talking about that, and the confidence that you have now is just phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. So I'm going to pull out another thing from one of your live videos, the subject of bullying and your experiences about bullying, and what that bullying still has done to your life now. And just share that as.
So I say to people, even with speaking, the minority of people do it. Not everyone who's a public speaker is extrovert who's confident. They know how to when they need to be. And same with bullying. So you look at me, I've always been quite tall for my age. I've always been haven't been skinny. I'm not going to big myself up, but I've always tried to look after myself and what have you. So to look at me, if you see me in person and I said, I got bullied, you probably said, what are you talking about? You're being ridiculous. But when people can see in your mind that you're not confident, there's something different about you, and you're not confident in that, they will, especially kids, kids kids can pick up on things just like that, and it makes them feel better about themselves to bring you down to make themselves big themselves up more. They'll pick on it. So my bullying, and I haven't even shared this with you. My bullying son was about, I think about 4 or 5. There's 2 boys who lived in my estate. They used to call me David Doodoo, one of the boys in particular, and they were bullying me. And one day I flipped out and I trashed the classroom. And for me, he wouldn't say boo to a girl, so I didn't speak to us 4 to do that. Something significant must happen. And from there, I had counselling to deal with anger management, and sometimes I would have a one-to-one through that. Fast forward to my secondary school days, and I had an afro at the time, not massive one. I had it at the time, and at the time that wasn't in fashion, and because of that, and because I wasn't confident I didn't want the afro. And my mum would have cut my hair, but that's a different story. But I had the afro anyway. I wasn't confident in myself to go to school with that afro. People picked up on that; it was different, and they picked on me because of that. And you look nowadays, people have got far bigger afros than me, and it's fashionable. That's why I don't really follow fashion. Fashion can be very fickle. As long as you're confident in yourself and what you're wearing, then that's all that matters. So yeah, I got bullied. I was so shy. To look in someone's eyes, I couldn't look in someone's eyes. I felt like they could see the shyness and the insecurity in me look right through me. So yeah, I got bullied. There was nothing really physical. It was more the mental state of things, and the dread and fear, and just want to avoid these particular people. And for those who are being bullied, then please speak out about it. There's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with you to say you're getting bullied. It doesn't make you any less of a person. It's just making themselves feel better about themselves, and they've probably got more of an issue than you have. Exactly. If anyone needs to do that, really, if anyone needs to do that to make themselves, well, why do that to another human being? Really, you ask more questions about that other person than yourself. So speak up, even to get yourself help. Get these people, they can be expelled from school, whatever, but to get them the help they need. So why are they bullying for this? There's no reason for others to make themselves feel good, and there's a million other ways you can do that. You don't need to. We're humans. We're all the same. To do that to another human being, it's just wrong. So yeah, the bullying and the insecurity that come through that. So I didn't have a very good time of it at school. I was very unsure of myself as well. I didn't know who I was, trying to fit in, what have you. And I've learned just through working, whatever, coming out of that school thing, that I know who I am. The shyness I've kind of not addressed, but I've kind of gone past that. But I'm still the introvert. I'm an introvert. Some people might think you're crazy, but no, I'm an introvert. I know how to be extroverted when I need to be. At heart, I'm an introvert. I like to spend time by myself. And my wife's the opposite. She likes being around people. And there's not to say she's right and I'm wrong. We're different. That's all it is. And it's okay to be different.
But it's all a mindset.
When you're at school, like I said, school is a very cool place. If you're not extroverted, or you know how to be extroverted, then people will pick up on that. I had a friend, he had far more insecurities than I did, but his way of dealing with it was to act the man, to have the latest gadget, to seek acceptance. We're both the same, but I wanted to be like, we just went about it different ways. And he got bullied as well. We just went about it different ways. So yeah, you don't know what's going on behind people's demeanor, what they put on the front. Just like a car, you can have the best looking car, but if everything's falling apart on the inside, it's not going to run very well. So just for people, don't compare yourself to other people to the point that you demean yourself. There's nothing wrong to have role models and buy to people, not to the point where I'm treating them. And it's like to the people who are well-known celebrities, we kind of down to them and that respect what they've done, what have you. But you're just as right to be on that same, that they're not any more of a human being you are. They may have more achievements, they may have reached levels that you haven't got to yet, but sometimes you need to step up, but don't feel you're inferior to them. That's the word. You don't feel like you're inferior to them. So I respect them. He's on a level that I'm not. I've still got stuff to share. I've still got stuff. I've still got value in what I'm doing. So I learn from him. I respect him. I'm not a case where I'm bowed down, trembling to him because he's so much better than I am. We've all got value in what we do. Woodton's probably further down the journey than I am, but I might not get taken down to St. Woodton. I might go down a slightly different journey.
We're on a different path, brother.
Mm.
Yeah, and it's without compare, your journey is one thing, my journey is another thing. So I know your journey. Your journey is going to be absolutely amazing. Sorry to have cut you up.
No, that's fine, man.
Yeah, so I'll let you carry on. Sorry about that.
No, I'm pretty much there. So just don't. And I know people get phased now about money and wealth. And I'll give you an example of myself. So last year I bought a brand new car. I bought that car on finance. I'm not one to hide anything. A lot of people try and cover that up, like they bought the car themselves and they've got all this money, whatever. The reason I bought the car on finance is because I had 3 or 4 cars that were duds, to be honest, second-hand cars. One of them, I almost went to the small claims court. Had my 2 young children. I needed a car that was reliable. And you spoke about a year ago, I would have been the last person. I never wanted to buy a brand new car, but circumstances, I needed a safe, reliable car. And even then with that, buying a brand new car, the guarantee that it's going to be perfect working order, it's just more of a chance it would be. So that's the reason I bought that. But to some people who were looking on the outside, will think, well, how is he getting this car? How does he blah, 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 this? And how does he do this? Don't watch what other people do, because some people are just trying to give that image of they got money when they haven't. And they spend more time focusing on that than actually thinking about how can I actually earn this money to afford this.
There you go. These people needs validation. That's what it is.
Exactly.
We need validation. So I knew people when I was younger. They were renting single rooms, but they're rolling around in a brand new Merc, going to the petrol station by putting 5 of petrol. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's the kind of thing that's happening. I'm going to stop for a second there because I want to read some of the comments to you. And I think that'll be a nice little touch. So
okay,
we've got Tracy Ferguson, Nana's here watching with us. We've got
Tracy, yes, Nana.
CV Pillay watching. Natasha Johnson. I've got my auntie from Mauritius, Rani.
Oh, Mauritius.
Yeah.
I'd love to go there.
Karim Hassan's watching.
Ooh.
Anita Malazova's watching. Denise Mortimer's watching. We got Nadeem Akram's watching. So I'm going to go with the first one. So Tracy was saying the power of support earlier on into the first question. So that's...
Can I just touch on that? Because obviously all I was talking about, me wanting to leave the group and what have you. And that's, I paid my ex whatever money it wasn't a lot, trust me, to join Warren's group. The thing I didn't know I was getting for my money was the support 19 other speakers who had your back, and even if they weren't talking to you on a daily basis, anything you needed, we had a WhatsApp group, and the amount of support and knowledge and mastermind. I heard about the word mastermind group, and it wasn't an official mastermind group, but the amount of knowledge people shared with me is just priceless. I would have paid money to get that, and just because I explained what my situation was, and they said, look, this is the way to go about it. It was just that support is just priceless. And I'm here now doing a podcast with Woodton. He didn't have to reach out to me. He was a speaker. He's a speaker doing his own thing. I was a speaker doing my own thing. But the support was just incredible. So definitely, that comment, yeah, definitely true. Most definitely true.
And Tracy as well said again, great motorway analogy. I love that too. That's
unscripted. I just thought that up as when you start, because I've never seen myself as being creative. But doing this Facebook Lives, it just taps into everyone is creative. If you're going to work and your usual route is blocked, you need to take a different way. That's being creative. It's just the way you look at it. So it's just, and the education system, my education system didn't encourage me to use those creative juices. Now I'm doing my Facebook Lives. I've just got creative juices just flowing everywhere. And when I'm doing it, I'm doing more than I'm thinking about doing. So that motorway thing just came into my head. That's what I believe in God. So that's what God gives you the ability to do. You do something and just something just comes to your head and you just go over it. So it's all, my stuff is unscripted. I'm just doing it.
Thank you for sharing, because it's amazing. I liked it. So did Tracy. So let's see what else we got on here. Karim said, "Yay."
Yeah, my man Karim.
And it says, yes, they are the image. It's image when you were talking about the image thing. And it says, very true with a love heart. And he also says they do need validation. Then he says, that's so they are not being true to their heart. And Tracy has given you a word of advice.
Okay.
Write it down and use these thoughts, David.
Was that right?
Write it down.
Yeah.
What you said about the motorway analogy.
Okay.
Write it down, start your journal, put it in the journal, just write it down in your journal if you have to. Just write it down, boom, 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 and you'll find, because when I write sometimes, I've just gone quickly to write two little sentences, I end up writing a whole essay in it about what's happened, and it's amazing because your feelings as well.
And that's definitely another thing. I like to think of myself as being quite humble, so I'm always open to feedback, always open to advice. I'm not, I've always been that way, but I'm not, the ego is a very delicate thing you've got to manage. I'm not that egotistical that people can't give me advice and tell me. So I really appreciate that person who's giving me advice. It's not about me just telling everyone this is the way it's done, blah, blah, blah. You guys on this Facebook Live can give me as well. I'm sitting here with a pen and pad ready to write some stuff down. I haven't just come here for me to just expect everyone's stuff, so I can learn all the time. So thank you for that comment.
And also Natasha Johnson. Hey, Natasha.
My sister.
Everyone has their own way with a little love heart.
Hey.
Yeah. Hey. So the family is here to join us. They've all joined us. You see?
I'm blown away.
Yeah.
And that's something kind of funny with it, because you're seeing all that, but I don't see all that. So that's why you put the stuff out there, and whatever comes back. So I'm just humbled.
Excellent. So what I would also like to do now is, you've done your interview today, I'm going to re-invite you in 6 months.
Yeah, do that, man.
You're coming back on here. This is your accountability podcast. But I know when you come here, it's going to be amazing, because the 2 months what I've seen, David, amazing, brother. You've done really, really, really well. You're on here today because of that. I don't invite any Tom, Dick, and Harry.
Yeah, I know.
So
I've seen the caliber. Guess you've had.
So you see,
I guess I've seen the caliber.
Look at what kind of people has been on this show, and what kind of people will be coming on that show.
Like I said,
and you're part
at the same time. I'm here, and I'm blessed to be here. But I'm not trembling because of the people that's gone past. I'm just doing me.
Exactly.
And someone along the way will find will connect with me.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all it's about. All different people. Some people won't connect with me. Some people will. And that's why we have a variety of different personalities. And that's why you're bringing different people through, because not everyone will connect with the same people.
Exactly. And what I've learned as well, a very good affirmation that I learned from Javan. And it says, only my good will come to me. So when your good comes to you, you can only operate goodness out. So until you get that goodness in you, you've already got it. It's just conditioning, society has just trapped it. You understand? And I know your vision. I know you've got a really big vision, and I know what kind of work you want to be doing. So I want you, because we haven't got that long left. So
what have we got?
I haven't even looked at the time. No, we're all right. We've got enough time. So what is your vision? What is your purpose now, since you've embarked on this journey as a speaker?
A couple of people have been asking me about what am I going to do with the Facebook Live stuff, and I came into this not really. I don't know. For me right now, I don't see myself being a full-time speaker. If I'm being honest, but things can change. I'm with the Facebook Lives. I'm just going to carry on doing them. It's almost like a hobby. I should kind of see it like a hobby I actually enjoy. So for now, I'm just gonna. I mean, I haven't got a product to sell. I haven't got a service to sell. I haven't got coaching. Coaching is something I'm thinking about in a few years time. And mentoring is something that's always been quite close to me, just in kind of that to use what I've been through. I mean, David Tang, I love his like Tang, like your pain is your power. And I've always thought, what's my purpose here? Why am I here? Why am I going through these struggles? But it's not been by accident. If I hadn't gone through the struggles, I wouldn't be here talking to you now. And I know some people have had value from what I've shared and through my pain. So we've all, it hasn't been without, it wasn't by accident. So I don't know what I'm going to do with the Facebook Lives, to be honest. I'm just going to keep doing them and see what happens. In terms of my vision, I mean, there's so many things I want to do. I need to create more time to do that. I've got a few ideas about that. But I remember kind of books I read. One of the first self-development books I read was The Magic of Thinking Big. I'm not a big thinker. I'm learning to be. And someone else said something to me. It was actually on one of my churches server, and he said, "Set a dream so big that it may not be achieved in your lifetime. I.e., someone else might have to pick up the baton and take that on." And that just kind of blew my mind. Set something so big that it may be achieved in a lifetime. And then the other thing I heard, and I think I talked about it, is I was speaking to a teacher the other day actually about this, and she kind of was almost posed this question to her. This is someone in the education system. I read something, it was, I think it was Napoleon Hill or something. He said, if you knew you could not fail, what would you do? I'm going to repeat that. If you knew you could not fail, what could you do? What would you do? Yeah. And you talk about vision. I mean, I'm a parent of vision and parenting. What would I, more than anything with my children, I want them to know two things. One, they can achieve anything they want to, God willing. And two, if you knew you could not fail, drum that into their heads. If you knew you could not fail, what would you do? Let them run with it.
Right. I want to read some more comments because you need to hear these comments, brother. Yeah,
please.
So Natasha said, "I like merging with the thoughts. I like merging with my thoughts and ideas." And she says, "I love you guys. We love you too, Natasha. You know that already, Natasha. We love you." Yeah. Karim Hassan said, "Awesome. Star, you guys are great." Tracy said, "Be wonderful to see your continued growth." So that will be on the 6th month.
Yeah.
Sully Ali said, "You'll make an amazing coach." That's why I wanted to read that to you. This is what drew my attention.
What's that?
Sully Ali, who's a coach,
yeah,
said, "You'll make an amazing coach." And I'll second that.
Thank you, Sully. Yeah, and I definitely, we need to, I know you guys are all doing it. The value of coaches is definitely something we need to get into our culture. Definitely. We think nothing of coaches in football, in athletics, and that, but people's lives, people think it's kind of, why do you need a life coach for? Why do you need a business coach for? We need people who can take. Sometimes we're too close to ourselves. I realized that a few weeks ago, and I spoke to you and a few other people, and the value you've got in like half an hour to speak to someone's incredible. Sometimes you're too close to yourself. You need someone outside yourself to observe and give you feedback on that. And coaches are fantastic for that. And like with anything, the good ones are bad ones, but the good ones are fantastic. And people, if you're skeptical of coaches, most good coaches will give you half an hour or so of their time to find out if that relationship is right for them. It's not just if they're right for you, the coach will know if they're right for you, if they can add value. Otherwise, there's no point to them. They're not just there to get your money. If there's no good, if they can't add value, they will tell you that. So there's two ways to that initial conversation. More often than not, they'll just spend that time with you. And if you, like you say, you're skeptical, just speak to 3 or 4 coaches and try. You'll come to the same conclusion I have. It's definitely something I need to do on a more employ a coach going forward to help me, because I haven't got it all sorted.
Well, you need to change that. This is the third time you're telling me you need to hire a coach. You need to hire a coach. You're blessed enough to have a network of coaches around you. So get that thought out of your head that you need to hire, because there are people there with you that will be helping you along the way.
Yeah. I've had unofficial. Yeah, I've had unofficial coaching.
Yeah.
We say that accountability, but I know we're short for time, so.
And Karim said, "Amazing, David. They are so good. God has a plan for you, and you're impacting people." And he said as well, like the change post you did on your Facebook Live, they've impacted me. So it just goes to show it works. And church talks about this too. And we've got Teresita who's joined us as well. And Tracy, who said she agrees with Sully about you being a coach.
Okay.
And Tracy also said, "I also think you will make a fantastic mentor. There are so many organizations out there who needs volunteer mentors."
Send me some details. Send me some details.
Let me just finish that a second. People will definitely benefit from your support and guidance.
Thank you.
Amazing, David.
I know.
I'm so happy for you. You don't know how happy I am for you to get these comments.
It's this. If I do nothing else, if I leave this earth tonight, what have you, that I've already, yeah.
Amazing.
This is one of the most significant things I've done. And I've been striving to do stuff for a long time since I was age 16. Knowing I didn't want to work till I was 16, I'm trying to find my calling, what it is, and I know there's more to come already. I'm proud of what I've done. I'm proud, and people around me are proud. My family and stuff that come up to me and just tell me you're proud of what you're doing, and it's just, yeah, it means well. But there's more to come. There's more to come.
Exactly. And now that your whys are strong, you're going to be going where you need to be going. So you've got a strong
fuel the fight.
So that's
just very quickly on that. A lot of people talk about passion. What's your passion? That's something I struggled with, but I say to people who are struggling with that, look at what gets you angry. What do you always find yourself talking about, and then use that to make a change. So for me, we haven't got enough time tonight. Most definitely not. Education, my dissatisfaction with the state education system is what's driving me to do this. I want to make a change in the education system, most definitely. It's not something I wake up and passionate about. The passion comes from the, not the anger as such, the dissatisfaction I had with my education system and my daughter and other people I've spoken to. So yeah, if it's not passion, just flip it and think of what stuff that gets you, what injustices in the world doesn't sit comfortably with you, and then use that to fuel that. For me, it's going to be a lot stronger why when the tough times come. That's what's going to keep you going.
David, you know what? You're amazing, my brother. You're so amazing. That's why I've brought you on this, and I've even allowed you to go over the time. So, what 3 golden nuggets would you give to our wonderful viewers that are watching that will make a difference to their life? What 3 things that maybe that you found has been helpful to you in your life that you can give them quick, bang, 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 that might help you?
Number one, figure out your why. There's loads of videos about this. Eric Thomas, I can't remember the top of my head. You need to know your why. I've been searching for 15 years for more. I knew what I didn't want to do. I didn't know what the vehicles. Someone shared about, because I was looking at different businesses. A lot of business skills and stuff are the same. I like to help people. I want to help people, so I can do that in a number of different industries, whatever. Number one, figure out your why. Number 2, take action. Do not wait to be perfect. There's no such thing. Take action. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. And I know we live in a culture where that's not looked highly upon. Take action. And number 3, seek feedback. No, number 3, get a coach. There you go. Get a coach.
Oh, David, people, who agrees that David is already a coach, but he doesn't realize it? Can we have some thumbs up, some hearts, the people that agree that David is already a coach? There we are. Here we are. Boom, 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 boom. It's all. I'm going to turn it for you, David. Just you can't really see it because of the screen, but yeah, it's just going. It's going mad. It's absolutely going mad. So there you go.
Thank you for everyone that's joined. It just makes it what I'm doing worth it. I'm not sitting in isolation because it was not a big thing, but I call myself the shy man, and it's a little bit fun in that and whatever. But it reminds me of where I've come from. That's why I use it. It just reminds me of where I've come from and like what I'm doing now. And even to do this and feel comfortable in doing this, it's just a journey. It's just amazing. Give thanks to God. I just give thanks to God.
Amazing.
And my wife and my family who supported me in this as well, and people, Uta, and people I look up to doing it. I mean, me and Uta are so similar. Uta, he's got a family. He's, you know what I mean? He's got a job which he's doing as well. It's real stuff. I'm not. You guys are seeing it from the beginning. I'm not here. I don't know where it's going to end up, but I'm not the finished article. I'm not the polished thing. You're seeing it from the beginning. I'm just doing it. You'll see me on my Facebook lives complaining about the light and all that nonsense or whatever. But I'm just doing it. I just need to do it, and I get better. Fine tune it later.
That's it. Everyone's saying yes, absolutely, yes, defo. Karim said, so proud to have met you, David.
Yeah, Karim.
And Drew, it's so amazing to meet you. All time 2 hours now. Thank you so much, Karim. So I'm going to call it an end tonight, David. Thank you again so much for accepting to come on my podcast.
No, thank you.
And you've given so much value. You've given so much experience. You are changing lives, my brother. You are changing lives. And I'm so proud to be in your corner.
Thank you. Yeah. This is a milestone. So this is getting in the journal.
Yeah, that's it, my brother. Thank you so much. I'll speak to you a bit later. I'm going to give you a quick call after. And yeah, I'm just going to stop the recording and stuff like that. And I'm going to carry on my
Thank you, everybody. You've given
you
us much to me. Thank you, hopefully. Thank you. Thank you.